Welcome back friends. Today we are going to discuss about the implementation and monitoring of financial plan. Truly speaking, financial planning is widespread subject and has lot of small parts associated with. We have discussed most of these parts in earlier videos and I believe you have gone through and wishful to implement your own financial planning to ensure your family's financial well-being and wealthy future. Before we begin today's video, just an appeal to all those who have not seen my earlier videos. Please do watch the same to understand the basics of financial planning. Links are provided in the description. So friends, let's begin with today's topic now. As we have seen earlier, there are various bits and pieces if you think about financial plan as subject. Usually, people do some of these parts but not with the proper plan or clear-cut demarcation. For example, in some cases you will find excess insurance bought or lesser insurance bought. In some cases, you will find excess amount is kept in the conservative products, affecting returns. Similarly, in some cases you will find higher amount invested in aggressive products resulting in losses due to market falls and the severity is more when asset allocation is not appropriate. Also, these mishaps happen if we do not plan properly and go for investing randomly. So friends, avoid such random method and do follow the steps we have discussed in earlier videos. Let's summarize these steps now. Step 1. Just check on your monthly budget and cash flows. Step 2. I am sure you have set up your goals and ready with the requirement of monthly investable amount. Step 3. You may be ready with your insurance needs. In case you have already bought sufficient insurance, please continue, else you need to add on, if the same is not as per your requirement. In case you are overinsured, please find out a way, if you can stop some of the policies to reduce the expenses. Step 4. Your contingencies funds requirement is all set. However, in case this is not yet ready, please prioritize this before planning for your goals and park this amount in liquid and debt schemes of any of the mutual fund. Step 5. The tax planning investments are usually considered towards the end of the financial year. However, as per proper planning process, you should spread out this through the year, so that your cash flows will not get affected in the last quarter of the financial year. Also, the amount invested will start earning in bits and pieces. Step 6. As mentioned earlier, you are ready with your goal and hope you have also considered retirement as one of the prime goal. So now you are ready for investing your funds. In investment planning, we have discussed several avenues of investments and you have to choose some of these suitable as per your requirement. Meanwhile, let's first discuss about the critical part, that is allocation of your investments in debt and equity. Friends, the thumb rule for asset allocation is 100 minus your age. That means if you are 30 years old, then 100 minus 30, that is 70% of your investments should be allocated to equity and the balance 30% should be placed in debt. However, some aggressive theorists replace the rule with 120 minus the age. That means in above example, the equity allocation will be 120 minus 30, that is 90%, whereas the remaining 10% will go to debt. Depending on your risk appetite, you may decide on your asset allocation. The more preference to equity will fetch you higher returns with additional risk. Now, as you work on the asset allocation, please consider your other investments also. That means, the investments in liquid funds for your contingencies funds will be part of your debt investments. Similarly, please check your tax savings investments. Most of these will be part of your debt investments, except in case you have invested in ALSS, that is equity-linked savings scheme of any mutual fund. Please note that the asset allocation has to be considered on complete corpus and not based on one or two specific cash flows. That's the way you will be able to optimize your equity asset allocation and the risk-adjusted returns indeed. Now, let's take one example for better understanding. Let's work out asset allocation for 30-year-old person. So 100 minus 30 is 70. That means 70% will be invested in equity, and the rest 30% in debt. Let's presume his monthly earnings are around rupees 1 lakh and he has already saved rupees 5,60,000 so far, which can take care of his contingencies fund. However, out of this amount, he has invested rupees 1,60,000 in one of the large cap diversified equity mutual fund, which is appreciated to rupees 2 lakhs now. The rest to be presumed in liquid or debt mutual fund schemes. That means the present allocation is 67% debt and 33% in equity. Now, as per our budget rule, 20% of the income must go for investment. So, simply take out rupees 20,000 for investments. Further, out of 30% bracket of expenses on comforts, if any more could be saved, this can be added to this kitty. Let's presume the additional savings of rupees 5,000 and altogether he can save to the tune of rupees 25,000. Now, while deciding on the asset allocation, please consider this as annual investment for the sake of convenience. So, his annual investment will be rupees 3 lakhs, which will get added to his earlier corpus of 6 lakhs. That means there will be 9 lakhs altogether and 70% of 9 lakhs works out to rupees 6 lakhs 30,000. The earlier investments in equities is to the tune of rupees 2 lakhs. That means, entire 3 lakhs should go in equities. Now, please understand, here the debt portion is higher than the requirement of rupees 2,70,000. That's because of inclusion of your contingencies fund, which he can't invest in equities. Hence let that portion be as it is. We will discuss about this later in rebalancing of portfolio. Now let's discuss about investing the savings of rupees 25,000 in equity. This can be done in one of the two ways. That is directly buying growth-oriented stocks. Or else, he can invest in some of the equity mutual fund schemes. Again, the stock selection or the scheme selection has to be done based on the basis of detailed analysis. Now the question arises, which kind of stocks or the mutual funds should be chosen for investment? In this case of 30-year-old person, the selection of stocks or mutual fund schemes should be aggressive as there is ample time to generate wealth. So here he can choose large caps to the extent of 50%. The rest 50% will go in mid cap as well as small cap. Friends, large cap stocks mean usually the leading blue chip companies, which are termed as large caps based on their market capitalization. Similarly, the other termed as mid caps and small caps based on their market capitalization. The large cap stocks are front runners and get investors' attention first. Also, the quantities available of these stocks in market are ample. So the trading volumes in these cases are comparatively higher. On the contrary, the mid caps and especially small caps, the quantities available in market are lesser compared to large caps. So lesser the quantities, lesser the volumes, which affects the prices directly. Therefore, more the demand for these stocks, the prices rise high, and when there is selling pressure, I mean more supply, the prices go down drastically. I will elaborate more on this when we will discuss about investing in stocks as well as in mutual funds in my upcoming videos. Let's discuss about our example of investing rupees 25,000 every month, where the corpus of 2 lakhs is already invested in large cap diversified equity fund. So now the amount of rupees 25,000 can be split in 3 parts. Please see the table on the screen. So for this example, rupees 5,000 will be in large cap, rupees 10,000 will be in mid cap and another rupees 10,000 will be in small cap. In case of stocks, he can shortlist some stocks from these different categories and go on investing in the same every month. Else, he may choose suitable mutual fund schemes to serve the purpose. As you implement this, the next level is to monitor the performance regularly. Investments in equities are more prone to market volatility and you have to be more cautious and vigilant. That does not mean you have to keep observing daily ups and downs and act like a trader. However, your attention to market and economy related news is required. Friends, it's well said that the trend is the best friend, and if you want to catch the trend in market, you have to be observant. Also, monitoring your financials periodically is necessary for integrating required adjustments due to changes in income or expenses. Say for example, rise in salary will increase your inflows, whereas rise in expenses, say loan installment in case of additional loan taken, etc. That's the reason you have to regularly spend some time for monitoring your financial planning. Now, let's see what is portfolio rebalancing. Portfolio rebalancing means adjusting the corpus of funds as per the weightages of different asset classes. Now understand why this is important and also how the imbalance happens. In case your investments in debt-oriented avenues are more, the yields will be lower and hence you will fetch lesser returns compared to equities. Similarly, in case your investments in equities are more, the high-risk products in your portfolio will be more and this will get impacted in case of falling markets and recession. That's why you have to keep on rebalancing your portfolio periodically. Let's understand this with the earlier example. You have seen there the debt component was more. Further, throughout the year the investments in stocks or mutual funds will generate returns. Due to difference in rate of returns, portfolio weightages will differ and that's another reason of rebalancing the portfolio and bring back the weightages to pre-decided levels. I believe you understood this as well and will be able to do your portfolio rebalancing as and when required. That's it, friends. Go ahead and do pull out some time for your own financial planning to become wealthy at the earliest. Hope you liked this video and found useful. If so, please do give me a like, which will encourage me to do more such videos. Please do share the same with your friends and relatives and do subscribe my channel if you like the same. Friends, in my upcoming videos, we will discuss on various investment avenues in more details. Thank you and bye for now, till we meet again in the next video.